I'm Cheryl Johnson of Cheryl's Catering, and today we have Rose cooking with us. And what are we going to make today, Rose?
Pretzel shapes.
Pretzel shapes. How about that? Do you have your hands washed and clean and ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, let's get started. Okay, so what we have is some yeast, right? Show us the yeast. 2 teaspoons of yeast. Go ahead and put it in, and we have some warm water. We're going to mix the warm water.
And it has to have lots of bubbles and get cloudy, and if it doesn't have enough bubbles, then it's not alive.
Right, it won't be alive unless you see bubbles in there. And what's going to make the bubbles bubble? What does the yeast need? Yeast needs something else.
Honey or sugar.
Honey or sugar to activate the yeast. That's called activation, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to put in 1 tablespoon of honey. And then we'll put in 1 tablespoon of salt. Okay, go ahead, Rose. 1 level tablespoon. Okay, that looks good. It seems like a lot of salt, but you really need it for the recipe, right? And we'll stir it all up.
I can do this right.
Okay, you can stir. Right, and then we're going to wait how long for the yeast to develop?
5 to 10 minutes.
5 to 10 minutes.
Is the yeast ready yet?
Boy, it sure looks like it. You can see that there's little bubbles forming. The yeast is definitely active. See those bubbles? That means we're ready to put in the rest of the ingredients. Okay, Rose, we have some whole wheat bread flour, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how much of that are we going to put in?
2 cups.
2 cups. You have a cup ready, you get another cup, and then I'm going to put in some regular pastry flour, and 2 cups of that. I have a half a cup, so I'm going to put in 4. Very good. 3 and 4. It doesn't have to be quite exact because you can always add a little more water if the dough tends to get stiff, right? Go ahead and stir. And that's basically it for the dough recipe. Pretty easy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, not a whole lot of
But you need to get all
ingredients.
the flour mixed in.
Mix all the flour in. Make sure it's all mixed up real good. Do you think we need a little more water in there?
Yeah, it's getting really tough.
All right, I'm gonna put some more water.
I think it's time for my hands.
Just a little bit more water.
And my hands.
And then, okay, you're gonna squish it up with your hands? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll hold it for you. Oh yeah.
With the sugar.
No, we put in the honey. We use honey instead of sugar. And you just mix it up with your hands, huh?
When it gets too tough.
You know what they say? Fingers were invented before utensils.
Yeah.
Okay, and then once it gets all mixed up, oh look, it's clinging together in a big ball of dough, right? Okay, so is it all gathered up into a nice dough ball or dough wad?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Why don't you show it to the camera? Pick it up and just show it. There we go. Yeah. So if you want to get the dough off your hands, you just sprinkle a little flour on your hands and then rub them together over the bowl, and then you don't waste any dough, right?
Not much.
Not much. Okay, so now we're going to knead the dough. So what I'm going to do is take a damp cloth and put it down on the counter, and that keeps the cutting board from slipping while you're kneading it. It keeps it right in place. So here's the dough. Grab the dough out of the bowl, and you might have to put a little flour, oil or flour?
Oil.
Oil, okay. Put a little bit of oil down.
And it's hard for rolling, so do half oil.
Is it? Okay, just like this? Okay, we'll use another cutting board for rolling. Okay, go ahead and knead the dough. Show us how to knead. Everybody needs a little dough. You punch it, you work it. You're really beating it, Rose. And that's how you knead bread dough. You just work it. right?
Yeah.
You showing that dough who's boss? Yeah. Can I knead it a little while?
Yeah.
All right.
How about you
Let's
get half?
go like this. Oh, me get half and you get half? All right. Cut it in half. And we're gonna just
You
knead.
don't see soon who's the boss.
Who's the boss of this dough? You or me?
Both.
The way to knead bread dough is to use the heel of your hand and kind of squish it with your heel and give it a little bit of a turn every time you knead it. And that's the generally accepted way of kneading bread dough, although you can do what Rose is doing and smack it and pull it and do whatever you want with it, but any activity will activate the gluten in the yeast dough, which will make it more elastic, and when it gets elastic it doesn't stick anymore, and it will get little fine blisters on the smooth surface. When you see that, you know your bread dough is about ready to be put in the pan and rise. What kind of shape are you going to make?
A snowman.
You're going to make a snowman? What else can you make?
A teddy bear.
Teddy bear, that
And
sounds
little
cute.
cakes.
Little cakes.
You could make numbers or letters.
You could make numbers or letters, you could make animals.
You could make your name.
You could make your name, that's
And
a
your
good
favorite number.
one. Alright, well, let's make some shapes. I don't know what I'm going to make yet, but we'll find out.
You could make a teddy bear like a big round thing and then.
Would you like me to make a teddy bear? So the basic premise would be to try to make shapes that are the same thickness and size, basically, because they need to bake evenly. So if you have one that's really large and one that's really small, they won't bake so even. So this is my teddy bear. They're gonna rise when you
I know.
before you bake them, right?
I'm gonna make a cake instead.
Okay, make a cake. While you're finishing up your shapes, I'm going to grease the baking pan.
What's that? Just oil?
That's a vegetable spray, oil spray. It sprays out of the can. This is so easy, even a dolly can do it. What do you think, Rose? Are they ready for rising?
We first have to brush them with the egg white and salt them.
Gonna crack the egg, Rose?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Use 2 hands. Very good.
Oh, no.
Whip it up real good. Faster and faster. Yeah, we put a little bit of water in to make it what you call an egg wash. And now you're just brushing the pretzels with a little bit of egg. Now we better have our salt ready, huh? Sunshine. Okay, now it's time for the salt. The oven's hot and ready to go, and we're going to put our lovely pretzel shapes into the oven. Would you like to put them in the oven, Rose? Okay. Okay, Rose, here they are. Go ahead and put them right in.
The top is best.
Got your little oven mitts on so you won't burn yourself. Close the door. That was a closing of the door.
And the princess of cooking.
And now we're going to cook them for 15 minutes or until brown. Because the thickness varies in the shapes that you make, you may want to cook them a little shorter or a little longer. So it's up to you. You just need to watch them and see how they go. Well, Rose, you think they're about ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look. Whoa. They look done. Okay, do you think you can get them out? Very good. Put them up on the counter. Are they done?
Yeah.
How can you tell?
Because they're brown.
Yeah. Gonna eat some?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, and look what we have here. Beautiful. All right, let's go cheers. Thank you, Rose, for this wonderful recipe. That was really great. I'm really enjoying this. And thank you so much for sharing my kitchen with me. We'll see you next time on Kitchen Creations. Bye-bye. I'm Cheryl Johnson of Cheryl's Catering, and today we have Natasha and Nicole, and they're going to help me make some rich roll cookies today. All right, are you girls ready?
Yeah.
We're going to make different kinds of cookies today with the rich roll dough. You can make little tarts, you can make poppy seed cookies, you can put a little lemon in it, cinnamon, flavor it how you like, cut it in different shapes. So we're going to do a bunch of different kinds of things today. And the first thing we're going to do is cream our butter and sugar. So we're slicing the butter into slices and then putting it into the bowl. We have 2 cups of butter. Okay, we have the butter in the bowl. Now it's time to put in the sugar. How much sugar do we have?
1 1/3 cups. Like this.
Okay, crank it up. Go ahead and turn it on. Slow it first. And then once the sugar starts becoming incorporated with the butter, you can turn it up 1 more notch. Okay. And 1 more. That's good. Okay, let it go. The butter's creaming with the sugar.
How do we get the creamy stuff out of the bowl?
With this.
Right now?
First we'll add the eggs and then some flour. Then we get it out of the bowl. So go ahead and crack the 2 eggs. Very good. You're a good egg cracker. All right, now go ahead and turn it on 1.
Nicole, you do that?
One more. We're going to mix all that egg into the butter and make sure it's really incorporated well before we add the flour. So go ahead and crank it down a notch. It looks pretty mixed. Okay, now we need 1 teaspoon of salt. And that goes right in with the flour. We have 5 cups of flour. Now just dump the rest of it in. Very good.
Turn it up a notch.
Yeah, turn it up 1 notch. Once the dry ingredients become incorporated with the butter and the egg, we can add the vanilla.
And Nicole, do 1 teaspoon or 1 teaspoon?
Do you know which one's the teaspoon?
Yes. Yeah.
Which one?
Like tablespoon.
That's a big one's a tablespoon, the next size is the teaspoon.
How much of these do you need?
2. It's okay if you spill a little bit, we'll just wipe it up. old days, women used to wear it as a perfume.
Oh.
It used to drive the men wild. And that dough looks nice. Turn it off. And then untwist the paddle.
It's hard with all that big stuff on it.
It's kind of heavy.
Heavy.
Yeah. Okay, scrape the dough off the paddle. And just put the paddle in the sink.
Who gets to lick the bowl?
Me.
And you scrape it out of the bowl onto your rolling surface. Now, sprinkle a little flour.
So, please stand. I'll sprinkle it.
No, not on there, on the cutting board.
Oh, yeah. Over here.
Okay, at this point, you really want to make it into a round ball. Squish the edges together. Spank it flat. Make the edges smooth. Put it down on the flour. Now you can sprinkle a little more flour on top. More flour.
Okay.
Okay, so the rolling pin doesn't stick. Now you can roll it out. Doing good. Make it all even. Okay, go ahead and spray your pan. Okay, very good. Now we're going to cut out some cookies. What cutters do you have?
Well, I have a heart-shaped, and she has...
Oh, can I make one like Nichols?
For Mom?
Mm-hmm.
It helps if you dip the cookie cutter in some flour before you cut. It keeps the dough from sticking, and it comes out pretty easy. Do you like cooking, Tosh?
Yeah.
You do a lot of cooking?
In kindergarten, I used to do a lot of cooking.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Now to get the sprinkles to stick to the cookies, you've got to have an egg wash. So crack the egg. Just go ahead and throw it in the sink. Get it really whipped up. Okay. Now you just take your brush and you dip it very lightly. Don't dunk the whole brush in there. Just very, oh, that's a little too much. Get some on the tip. Okay, now brush your cookie. This one we just dipped into the sprinkles, rolled the ball and smushed it on there. We're going to have jelly in the middle of that one. What do we got over here? Oh, you're making a big cookie, huh?
Yep. And then this one's going to be mine. Mine's going to be a candy one.
That cookie's got a little bit of everything, doesn't it?
Now I'm going to decorate this cookie. There's mine. This cookie thing is really fun.
What you got there?
Cinnamon.
You want cinnamon and sugar?
Very tasty. There we go.
Oven is preheated to 350 degrees.
Wait.
Go ahead and put the pan in the oven. Watch your fingers.
Mine's going to be last.
Bake.
So when it bakes, all this stuff is going to stick.
Approximately 12 minutes at 350 degrees.
This also works very well for Scottish shortbread. If you take a textured roller, you can roll a pattern into it, either just one way, and then you can go again
The other.
the other. That works really good for peanut butter cookies and shortbread. And then if you really want to, traditional shortbread, is scored so you can break it into pieces once it's baked. Post decorating icing. So we have a bowl of powdered sugar, a little shot glass of water. Go ahead and mix it in.
Half.
Just dump the whole thing in. Go ahead. Okay, now mix it up. Try not to spill. Powdered sugar is very spilly.
I can tell.
You can tell when the cookies are done when you start to see a little brownness.
It
So
goes melted.
as soon as there's brown on the cookie,
Here's icing.
it's
And I
done.
think it looks done.
Incorporate all the sugar. And that's about the right consistency. Dribble some off the spoon so we can see how thick it is. That's about it.
It is. Okay, ready? And drizzle, drizzle, drizzle. My name is Drizzle.
Go ahead and dip it. Ooh. Now just put it on the cookie sheet to drain. Got another cherry?
Now, I'll be right back.
Ready to take the little tarts out of their shells?
Just tip them over, and voila,
We're ready to fill.
ready to fill. So I'm gonna turn these over. Want to fill them in with what?
Let's fill them with chocolate mousse.
Ooh, chocolate mousse. So I got some chocolate mousse, and we're gonna put it in the holes right here, and we're gonna top it with a cherry.
Got your cherry ready? Oh, that looks perfect. Little cherry on top. Mmm, delicious. Beautiful.
Cherry is good.
Go ahead and put it on the tart. Ooh.
Put all of them in the box?
Yeah.
Good. I love the sea. No, no.
I'm giving them to my mom.
Yeah,
She deserves them.
yeah.
See you next time on
Kitchen Creations.
Yeah. That's gonna be good. Okay, now cut. Okay.
Approximately.
Wait. And how long and what temperature should we bake them?
Approximately 12 minutes.
No, don't wipe your nose when you say it. Okay. Try it again. Wait. You're 350 degrees. Okay. Quiet on the set. And how long and at what temperature should we bake them for?
Approximately 12 degrees.
Try it again. Okay. And how long and at what degree should we bake them for?
Approximately 12 minutes.
At?
At 500 degrees.
At exactly 350 degrees. Okay. Approximately 12 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And bye-bye. And bye-bye.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Johnson of Cheryl's Catering. Welcome to Kitchen Creations. And today we have Darielle and Brandon. And we're going to show you how to make a nice, healthy, and tasty fruit smoothie. What do you think about that?
I think it's really great.
Yeah, it's going to be real tasty too. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's see. So, you ready to start?
Yeah.
Okay, the first thing you're going to do is put the fruit in the blender. So we have a basket of peaches. So grab a peach and grab a banana. And the blender is right there. Once you get some chunks, just put them right in the blender. So we have about 2 cups of milk over there. It's organic milk, so it doesn't have pesticides in it. So pour the milk in the blender. Very good. And now it's time for the secret ingredient. What do you think it is that makes it healthy and high protein?
I'd have to say yogurt. Tofu.
Okay, so we have about 4 ounces of regular style yogurt goes into the blender, and the tofu. It's about 4 ounces of tofu, so there's 2 of you and you're each going to get 2 ounces of tofu. Now this is very good protein, and it tastes good too. You'll see. So put in 4 big spoons of yogurt.
And 4.
Okay, now we have some low-fat ice cream, vanilla, and I want each of you to put 2 big scoops into the blender. That'll make it nice and cold and creamy.
That's enough.
Okay, put the lid on. And we're ready to blend it up. Are you ready? All right. Put the lid on nice and tight. And here we go. Okay, here's your smoothie glasses.
I picked blue.
And we're gonna try this out. It's gonna be
Pretty blue.
healthy and delicious. So go ahead and try them and tell me what you think.
That's good.
All right, we got ourselves a lovely treat that's refreshing and fruity and high protein. Very healthy. So you guys can make this at home, or your parents can make it and have one themselves. Everybody likes a nice fruit smoothie, right?
Right.
How easy was that?
Real easy.
Yeah. So we'll see you next time on Kitchen Creations.
Have
Bye-bye.
a great day.